Alright, we are live with session 9 of Earthdawn, Tales of His Majesty's Royal Exploratory Force. It's been a while, but who remembers what happened last time?
I remember we killed a lot of very dangerous things. I think most of the session last time was planning and then executing an attack on the group of Therans, including their apparently sixth circle elementalists that were excavating the Kaer that we'd been in before, because they were trying to dig in through the front door and we had found the back door. And by back door, I mean a hole that a horror made while escaping from there, but don't worry about it, it's fine. And we managed. The dice were with us, and we got out of that with, I think, one wound against 7 Therans, 2 of whom were adepts, 1 of whom had about as many circles as the rest of our party put together.
Couple of
so yeah,
hits.
A couple of hard what?
Hits.
Yes.
Like we really hammered that elementalist.
Yeah, the elementalist was very scary right up until Kinsey did 45 damage on the start of the second round. Yeah, and then he stopped being so scary.
Teamwork.
He had other
that
things
was
to
teamwork.
be at that point.
We took 3 prisoners, including the Swordmaster, who 2 of whom surrendered and 1 of whom was unconscious when the other surrendered. And so, and with some dissenting voices that said we should just kill them all, we decided to lock them up inside the Kaer while we hopefully finished up our exploration quickly and could go somewhere where we could hand them over to Thralic military and, I don't know, maybe get shiny medals for it or something. We'll see.
We also let the Nethermancer, shine by making it look like a horror did it, and not us.
Yes, we tried to make it look like a horror was the one who killed all of them, and we're going to really hope they don't bring a scout to check anything out, because he did okay, but he didn't do a job to confuse a scout.
You say shine.
It's more like gloom, Same difference. So yeah, then we went down to the Kaer, and we went and killed that stone false man that did a number on us last time. And it turns out that for whatever reason, it really didn't like him. Still not sure what's up with that, but it really didn't like him, and it walked past lots of people to beat him in the face and almost killed him.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's where we were. We were, I think, just about to start checking out the area where that false man was, and also the other areas that we didn't check out the last time we were in the Kaer. And yeah, that should all go perfectly well, and nothing should go wrong.
That sounds about right. Nothing should go wrong.
No, it'll be completely safe. Completely safe. No real danger.
I think they call that a milk run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a milk run.
Exactly.
So in this room, besides dead ghouls and formerly stone false men, there is a desk set up in the back, several, maybe not several, at least 1 or 2 bookshelves. Most of the shelves are not books, however, but different scrolls, parchments stacked, and also like display items like carvings, only they tend to be made out of bone. Often it looks like miniaturized versions of things that have been carved with real bones, just shrunken, or, at a smaller scale.
Things like what are they?
Animals, people,
okay.
name giver skeletons, just carved in miniature.
Okay.
But they're carved out of bone.
Yes.
Can we determine what kind of bones they are, by any chance?
Possibly. They are very reminiscent of, they are carved to look like actual name giver bones. but a certain somebody might be able to make a half magic test hack.
Really? I mean, we have a hard enough time telling what a pinky is. We find it in archaeology. I mean,
Yeah, but that's why we have bone wizards.
Yeah, but archaeologists don't have magic.
I think I'm out of karma. Wow.
Yes, I don't think anybody's had a chance to do recovery tests either.
We took like a recovery after the elementalist fight, but not after the stone.
Yeah, not after this one. And did I delete the wrong persons on here?
I know Cornelius is not, well, physically there in the room. There he is. Hey, buddy.
There he is. Half magic.
I still have 10
4.
damage right now, but
Yeah, you can't tell what kind of bones they are, but they are very accurate for what they represent.
Is it in their statue, in their appearance, right? So like they don't have any movable joints or anything. They're not like Star Wars action figures or anything.
Right, not movable. They're bound by wire frames. So in particular poses, generally anatomical study type poses, limb spread type thing, not
something
actual
that we would
action.
expect something we expect inside a Kaer, where they would like, maybe teach children or something what they were like.
Possibly, although you would think
you're
they
not
would
showing
use
skeletons,
life
right?
size.
You're showing actual little figures, right?
Yeah, these aren't life size,
okay.
so it's not necessarily a study aid that you would presume.
Would Cornelius be able to adapt these as not obviously not full on marionettes, but sort of static puppets of sorts?
With work and modification, possibly.
I want to take these things. These are interesting.
Yeah, go for it.
Is there any readable material in there that like we can make stuff out on?
That will take time because there are lots of documentations. Much of it seems to be in not Throlic.
Okay.
Some of it, actually, most of what you're looking through seems to be Theron. No, yeah, Theron, I guess. So Elven Theron text, if anybody can read that.
Sperathiel.
No, not exactly Sperathiel. I mean, you can adapt it if you can read Sperathiel.
If it's close to Sperathiel, and it's like that sounds more modern to me.
Yeah,
right?
Sperathiel is still used.
I mean, because I can read and write Sperathiel, but I mean, if this is just a variant of it, then I would expect it's like.
Yeah, this
like,
is an
I would
older
expect,
dialect type thing.
Isn't Theron before the Scourge? Isn't it like directly Sperathiel, or did it diverge before then?
I believe it is an offshoot.
Okay.
Similar, but then the dialects, progressed differently.
Okay. So.
But yes, if you could read Sperathiel.
Hundreds of years before the Scourge.
Yeah.
Yes, I can.
I mean, okay, in theory, every Kaer should have their own version of Thralic Dwarven after being locked away for 600 years, but we kind of gloss over that because it's really inconvenient.
Yeah, that too. So give me a read-write Sperathiel. And what is everybody else doing? Because you have at least an hour while Hack is going through different things and finding stuff. And
question. Hack, do you want healing?
Yeah, I do, but
All
I
right.
think I got a couple recoveries left, so
Yeah, but
doing
I've
those
got...
first.
Here, I'll take 11 damage off of you.
I don't remember how much damage I had though, and I think my character sheet is now missing.
Oh.
Let me see.
It shows me fully rested, but it...
Yeah, let me see if the other one might. Okay, the other one you had 26 damage.
Okay.
The not version 2 character sheet has 2 karma left, 26 damage, 1 wound.
Sure that.
So while you're going back and forth, Maxim kind of cuts himself and heals you up, and you're mostly not paying attention at the time.
Besides that, I think... I assume there was some other things in this room. Also, I vaguely remember there was something about some crates or something that we left in here and didn't open, that maybe we should check out what's in those.
No, the crates were in the room
those were somewhere else.
to the south.
Okay. We can go check out that while reading is getting done.
How many of the little statues are there?
There is 1 for each name giver race, not counting Windling, Obsidian. Yeah, there would be to Scrang. So yeah, no Windlings, no Obsidian.
Okay. And then you said there was some of them were also animals as well, yes?
Yeah, there's a few animal representations, common animals.
Sure.
Mostly looks like herd beasts.
Okay. All right.
Things that may have been further down in the city underground that they grew for food.
Okay. Nice.
And as a reminder, this here is the room that had the ramp leading down that was barricaded. The northeast corner was one of those... wait a minute, no. Okay, yes. The northeast corner had several tables with body shapes on them. You guys opened it up, peeked, and noped out of there. And the east room was also similar. And then the southeast room had a trap on the door that zapped you, and you decided not to pursue further.
Right.
If I'm remembering right.
All right. So we've got a barricade to dig through. We've got 2 rooms to investigate, and we've got a trap to find some way around or through. Wait a second. Did Kothar pick up Disarm Trap? Was that his talent option last circle? Or am I misremembering?
I did, specifically because I remembered there was a trap that we noped out on.
All right. Well, that's a... Okay. Go ahead and give that a shot.
Okay. So are you going to check out the crates first then? And wait for the other stuff till everybody is...
Sure. Checking out the crate seems reasonably safe. If I remember correctly, we've gone everywhere in here, and we've killed everything that could still move. So unless something else wandered in here, or some bodies decided to start moving around afterwards, then we should pretty much be in the clear until we open more doors.
How long, if you're going to take a recovery test, about how long does that usually take?
You have to wait an hour.
Are we waiting an hour for some of us that,
Yeah, yes, because he said it was going to take like an hour for him to go through all that stuff. So I suppose if we wanted to recover, we could.
Sure.
Okay. An hour between each.
Yep. And then you also have to have not engaged in anything strenuous for at least a minute.
Oh, well, that I deal with these guys all day. Does that mean I can never recover?
Yep, unfortunately.
Oh, that was a good roll for mine. Never mind, that's all I needed.
Yeah, I'm looking for, where is recovery?
At the very top of the sheet, you'll find where your recoveries are. Just click that little spot where it says recovery, and it'll do all the prompts for you. I only needed the one. I was down
there you go.
I was down 16, and I got what I needed.
Nice.
Just needed a breather.
Is Hack looking for anything specific? As in, if he finds, say, day-to-day records, would that be important at the moment first, or what particular subject is sought out more at the moment?
Unless there was a date list, unless there was like a date listed that was modern, no, the day-to-day records wouldn't bug me that much. I'd be just more interested in seeing like who might have been making these records or why. Try to get some sort of sense of their role. That's about it. I mean, we have some questions about the dating of things currently going on here. So if I spot a date, I pick that out. But other than
I want to see if there is a Theron equivalent to the date. So yes, there are a few things dated here, but they are not the Throlic date. So the numbers, at best, will let you compare how far apart things are amongst what you're finding.
okay.
But the date doesn't seem to match the Throlic calendar, and you're probably not too sure of the Theron calendar.
Okay. That's all you need to worry about for now.
Okay. So there's some day-to-day stuff that you're finding. It looks like several books were not... they were stored here, right? They may have been brought here from somewhere else and just stored here. They're not active. There's a few things on top. There's a couple that look like journals, and in the journals themselves, flipping through it, it looks mostly note-taking on how things are going, how the defense is going, somebody making idle conversation on the elemental clock, and it's still dropping, dropping.
Okay.
But there's a few things. To see how much of this you find, give me a research or perception roll.
Sure. Oh.
Okay. You don't see anything with a name, but you do seem to find stuff that is indicative of what you recognize. That's where I'm as nethermancy studies. You find just a basic journal that seems to have stopped the casual entries and has more urgent type messages. The one you find in this one says, "The attacks come almost daily now. We cannot hold it indefinitely. I know not whether the city below is entirely overrun or not. I hope not." And then that section of the journal is the rest of the journal has been torn away. But there's other things here too. You find some generalized stuff that talks about needing to find a way to defend this and push down below to find out the fate of the city. The forces up here are dwindling. And then there is comments on the person is saying that they found a way to take the dead and revive them, and they are going to try to use them to help shore up their defenses.
Okay. Making undead. Iffy.
They must have been getting desperate.
During the height of the scourge, I don't even know how hard it would be. It might be as simple as just like tripping over a body. You got to undead. I don't know. The magic level is so high.
And there's also mentioned that the work is being done in one of the other labs.
Okay. I point out to my compatriots that there is mention of a city down below, and apparently this area was sort of like isolated from it, and they were trying to reach it to see what was going on down below. They don't know if the city below was overrun or not, and they might have been doing work on those bodies in that other lab and trying to like make defenders.
Overrun. That's concerning. We may not want to break that barricade just yet.
That is concerning.
No, we definitely would. We should find out if they're overrun.
I suppose, but we should make sure we have a clear way out before we open it.
Are we trapped down here for did something happen that I didn't know about?
If we open that and something comes rushing at us trying to kill us, then we should be able to get out very quickly. No fiddling around with getting supplies onto an elevator.
Well, we leave the supplies behind. I'm not going to leave. Right? If we have to run for it, we just run for it. That's all. Do you want to put like a box with an air kernel right next to the elevator in case we have to like hit it in a hurry? Is that what you're talking about?
In general, yes. Before we open up the door to that.
I don't know. What I read, they didn't seem to know anything about the city, so they were just like, they don't know. Like they're fighting here, apparently, right? Against shit. I don't know. And they were being attacked, and maybe they didn't know if the city was being attacked or not at all.
All right.
The supplies in the room that you guys had left before. You found a few crates that had been marked clearly as food. You found a few casks that weren't clearly marked, but you're presuming water based on what's the shadows of what's written on them, right? The faded remnants of markings. And then there was a few smaller crates that did not seem to have any legible markings on them to identify them. Most of the things in this particular room down here in the southwest seem to have been sealed very well. So everything in there might be preserved and fresh. I think somebody looked astrally and they did still have an active magical presence.
Astral.
Yep.
So, but as far as we know, that just means the seals are all right.
Yeah, the seals are still magically reinforced.
Okay.
All right. Well,
I
guess
mean the contents are.
I guess we can haul it up and leave it with the rest of our supplies, and might come in handy.
I don't see a
and
reason
then-
why we shouldn't open them up and see what's inside.
I mean, that would be breaking the seals, and they'd be not like anything else. But yeah, sure, we can open them if you want.
What would you like to start with? One of the larger,
How many do we got?
possibly food crates. You have about 6 of the larger food crates, 4 of the smaller crates, and 8 of the barrels.
Let's go for. I think we should go smallest to largest.
That makes sense.
I wouldn't be too confident in the food, even with magical seals.
Well, yes.
All right, so in the smaller one of the smaller ones, what did I say? 4 of them?
I believe so.
Okay, the first one you crack open seems to have several looks like healing aids in separate compartments. There looks to be 2 salves of closure in this first one, and also 4 Helix poultices based on the way the presentation of it looks.
That's good.
I think I want to grab one of those closure salves. Then
And see if it's still good.
Self-experiment on my wound.
It does.
Mhm.
Let's see, how long does it take to put on? About a minute? Oh, 5 minutes. So you spend 5 minutes rubbing it all over, and it does seem to glow. It glows blue, seems to be working, and after 10 more minutes, your wound is... Oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong one. I'm looking at a last chance salve.
Yeah.
Let's see, activating salve costs you 1 of your recovery tests, and automatically heals a wound.
Yay.
Nice.
Okay.
So it seems to be formerly active.
Okay, so we got 1 salve left, and then
2 Calyx's
4
poultices,
kilos?
yeah.
Four-
Yep,
four
added
more.
those to... Oh, 4. Okay.
So those are poison, I think, right?
All right. I've added those to the list of large supply of healing aids we've got our hands on. I'm still concerned about how many we have. Like, something's bad going to happen carrying around this much.
Helix is
Okay.
poison.
Yes.
Okay.
I hope that's not a sign
I
of
think
the fact that we'll need
we
to
should
use them a lot soon.
Mhm,
Yeah,
mhm.
everybody should have a Helix on them if we have them to spare. I think. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, we got 4. Sure. All right. Well, okay. What's on the other 3 small crates? Open all 3 before you start splitting them.
The next one you open seems to have clothing at first, and then going through it, it looks to be 1 elf weave robe and 2 warm cloaks.
All night.
right.
That's
Just
kind of cool.
reminding myself what those do.
If I remember correctly, elves are the ones who get the most out of everybody else they look awkward on.
Oh, they just look real nice. Okay.
Yeah. The
All right.
deep one cloaks, however, those you can like. Those
Yes,
like
those are
dropping a pie.
good for adventuring. Gets cold.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The third one has 4 booster potions.
Right, I'll add those to the collection.
And
And
the
last one?
one seems to have...
Just scorpions. Hundreds of scorpions.
no, thousands.
Do you remember the scarab scene
Gotta
from the
pack 'em in
Mummy?
tight.
Yeah.
It's just actually a portal to the scorpion dimension is what it is.
Scarabs. Nasty. The last one seems to have 2 fire starters inside. They're rather obvious on what they are. 2 traveler's mugs. And like 10 broken, unfortunately, lights quartzes. Small lights quartzes, but they are cracked and faded and not doing anything.
Do we think that the enchantment would bring them back, or do we
Probably
pretty
not.
much like
They're
Okay,
dead.
these things are just toast. Okay, and I guess they're
Fire
probably
starters,
not worth much,
like-
or
The fire starters might be worth something.
I mean the broken light quartz. Those are those worth adding to the list of treasure that we sell or not? They just junk.
Lights quartz, no.
Okay.
But fire starters, possibly.
do the fire starters do they still work?
Yes, they do.
Ooh.
They have their word engraved on the end of the handle. And you probably light, one of the tops of the crates you just opened, and it scorches, and you can pat it out quickly before it goes up really bad. The 8 barrels, 3 of them still have what seems like clean, fresh water. The others look like they once held a wine of some sort, but not savable.
Vinegar.
Yeah.
Yeah, worse than vinegar. And then if you open up the crates of food, you can salvage a total of 20 days of rations.
That's a lot of
20 individual rations.
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be like 6 days for us.
Aren't there like 100-year eggs? These are like 500-year eggs.
Yeah.
Trust the elementals. It's all still perfectly good, yeah. Alright, okay. So, yeah, got all that stuff added to our supplies and collection of healing equipment. And, okay. Yeah, so that's that, and then what do we have? We have the lab that apparently they were trying to figure out how to raise the dead.
Yeah, you encountered what looked like 2 separate labs. Both of them you just kind of peeked in and shut the door again. I believe both of them had ghouls still in them, as well as tables further in that looked like experimentation type operating tables or something.
All right. Well, we were supposedly sent here to collect information on Theron research and stuff, so maybe we should collect what we can from there.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Okay, let's head in and see if we're about to get murdered by cadavermen.
Use just do the trap room for last, since that one's probably not really going anywhere.
Yeah, sure. That door isn't going to open behind us.
Nah. All right, so you go back
that would just be unbelievable. No.
into the revolving hallway. Are you taking the northeast or the east first?
Let's go northeast. Make it nice and clockwise.
Is
Okay.
this the northeast door that you're referring to right here?
No, that's southwest. Northeast corner room.
Oh, I see. You're referring to the larger. So we're going all the way around to go to here.
Yes.
Got it.
Well,
Yeah.
in the middle is the spinning room. So
Right
we're
now,
going
the
into spinning
hallway
room.
is going from west to east, so you could, in theory, go straight across to the east room, but you spin it and then come out to the northeast.
Oh, was that a last session thing?
I think you figured it out before last session.
For some reason, I don't remember this. All right.
Yeah. Everybody was thinking
We
it was
thought
an
it was
elevator.
an elevator.
Oh,
I
the
remember
spinning
it was
hallway. I think we figured that out. Like that was the session where Arca and Cornelius weren't there, and it was just the four of us. That was the first time we ran into that stone man. That was not a pleasant experience with four people.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was after the flooded room, because we went out the other way and we realized that they connected.
All right, but yeah. Head up to the northeast and let's see what's in the lab. I don't know if we'll understand anything, but maybe we can steal it.
Okay. There are some ghouls. They're not a problem for you at the moment because there is not a stone man as well, and you can easily stack up on life circles and take them out.
Fair
In
enough.
the room, there are what looks like several circles on the floor, summoning circles of type. Tables on the far edge, the far eastern wall, we'll say 5 tables, each with a covered body of some sort. And then up in the northwest portion of the room looks like a workstation with several operating implements, knives, saws, things like that, as well as a few more books. There are in that northwestern section, there seems to be 3 bodies on the floor that look like they were killed rather brutally, that didn't seem to be ghouls.
Okay.
But we've got 3 covered bodies though on
We got
slabs.
5 covered
5.
bodies, yeah.
Is it? I mean, you said these bodies on the floor. They were killed brutally. Can we determine? Was it? Were they like just stabbed or cut or torn asunder by
Clawed
something like
and
those
ripped and
claws?
bitten.
Yeah.
So they were killed by the ghouls that we just took out. Probably.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Well, I guess let's probably start with like very carefully checking out the bodies and the tables to make sure those are also in there. Or
Yeah.
cadavermen, whatever the hell.
Can I ask the sensible question of, do we really want to bother things that ghouls wouldn't even touch anymore?
I mean, to be fair, ghouls wouldn't touch gold. There are lots of things that ghouls wouldn't mess with that we want.
I guess it depends on what you mean by mess with.
I think it's worth at least determining what's there so it doesn't come and surprise us from behind later on.
There's that too.
All
I
right.
just thought I would ask.
So where are you
Yeah,
starting?
yeah,
on?
that's a fair point. Let's check out the bodies and the tables first. Just gather around them, weapons ready, and have someone carefully pull off the sheet on them and check if they try to kill us.
Poke 'em a bit, then use astral sight.
Okay. First, uncovering them is the first step. They seem to be, what is it? Dissection subjects, right? Chest cavity is opened up. Skin is pinned to the side. It looks like the rib cage has been opened up. It looks as though people were studying cadavers with them. There is one troll, one dwarf, one Tiskrang, one human, and one elf.
Okay.
No, sorry, no troll. There's an orc. Tiskrang, human, dwarf, and elf.
Okay. And I assume they're preserved somehow, or they rotted?
They seem to be well preserved, not rotted, not fleshy, not smelly. At some point, they were preserved rather decently.
Are
Okay.
they naked, or is there any? I mean,
No, they're
I'm
naked.
Okay.
Not only are they naked, it looks like their internal organs are not attached. They are roughly where they're supposed to be, but it looks like they have been detached so that they could be examined and moved around.
Okay.
Lovely. Just lovely. Okay. Assuming there's nothing magically weird about them, I think we can just cover these back up and leave them.
No, the only magical thing about them that both of you can probably recognize is some type of preservation magic that's still active to keep them from decomposing.
Because that would smell bad. Alright, okay. Then let's leave those. But there were also some desks and stuff you said in here?
Yes.
Alright, let's check those out and see if there's anything written down that we can read, maybe. But probably not. We really should have... Really would have made sense to learn Theron before coming back here. Should have thought of that. Oh well.
Hack can read some of it. You can get the gist of it. Again, there's a lot of mundane stuff. It looks like people were writing long volumes on what they are learning about the anatomy, and it looks like they're writing it for the purpose of trying to find a way to put the dead to use, right? They want to learn everything about them and what they can take out if it's not necessary or whatever, if there's a way to reinforce the flesh and make it more resilient. But there's a lot of just dry, useless, at the moment, stuff. But there are a few entries that talk about Shaxir decided to stop our research and go his own way. He had a different idea, seems to be some type of dissension with the plan here. There's also talks about one particular page just kind of tucked in the shelf, hanging out, talks about the success. They managed to get some of the corpses from the previous incursions revived, and while not necessarily controllable, they can put them in the room, and anything that comes up from below, they will fight off. They don't have a way of healing them or anything like that. The entry talks about they suffer damage, they can't really do much about it. So they only have so many corpses up here already to work with, so this is not going to be a sustainable effort unless they can find some way to magically reinforce them.
Okay.
So they were using corpses as their bodyguards. Okay.
Yeah. And it's a little ominous, that phrase, from below.
Mhm.
If that's where we're going. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
All right. Okay. Well, we'll gather up what we can from this to hang on to, and then is that it? That's everything in this lab checked out.
Pretty much. There's some equipment, but it's not really usable.
Yeah, unless I don't know, we wanted to go dissecting some bodies or something, and I prefer not to. So. All right. Okay, so that's this lab down, and one more to go, which is presumably whatever Shank's team was working on.
But also there is a circle. I don't know if anybody wanted to investigate that.
Is it active?
It no longer seems to be active, but it looks like it may have once been. There's runes and inscriptions on the outside.
Okay.
I'm gonna give me a pattern craft.
It's not a bone circle. It's not a pattern craft?
No, it's not a bone circle.
Okay.
Does it have any interesting inscriptions at all?
Not in the magical language. And with a 14 pattern craft, it looks like this was an attempt from what you can read, and it doesn't look like they succeeded, but a way to summon spirits of some sort to bind them into the bodies. So kind of like some of the spells that Nethermancers have, where you can summon a spirit and bind it into them. It looks like they were trying to find some way to do that here, but it doesn't look like they did that right.
Don't we find that odd to do that from within a Kaer? Shouldn't there be Astro Guards?
Yes.
Safeguards? Okay.
Or, I guess they never succeeded. Or after they succeeded, they weren't able to take any more notes at that point.
Or they, it had already been breached, and they figured that maybe they could get around the breach.
Or the safeguards are down in some way.
I mean, yeah, I think it's pretty clear that some safeguards have definitely already been broken in here.
Well, I don't know. It's a different type of protection than the entryway we came into, right? This would be something that would be an astral barrier of some kind, wouldn't it?
Yes, the circle would have been an astral barrier.
No, I meant like built into the Kaer.
Yes,
the circle
on the outside.
Wouldn't have worked within the astral barrier, right?
Right.
And then
also
physical
Earth.
breach, right? I just don't know if it would have been the same.
Living Earth also can't be penetrated, but if there was a gap that way.
Yeah, I know that.
So yeah, you're not finding anything in the books that talk about whether or not the astral protections were still working.
Okay. Onward.
All right, in the eastern one, this is a little similar. There's also some ghouls here. There's not many of them. In this one, there are a few more tables, but some of them are empty. Enough to account for the ghouls that you have to clean up when you get in here. The bodies here aren't dissected and aren't on display. They're just covered up. It looks as though they were killed by claw type attacks and then laid here. So maybe they never got to animating these ones. There's also what looks like a researcher or somebody in this one too that is dead, slumped at a desk. And unmolested by the ghouls that were in here. Very, very probably dead a couple hundred years. So it's not a pleasant room to be in or things to go or a person to approach or investigate. But he is sitting on a open journal that he's kind of bled and seeped onto. So it's made it a little ineligible. But it talks about how his task was to see if he could find a way to get ally spirits in here. And this one, the journal, from what you can read, that's legible through the bodily fluids and all the stains and stuff. It does seem to be that all of this was taking place after a breach. Something emerged from below the Kaer after these people had come up here to excavate this site and set it up as a top/emergency exit. Something came from below. They have no contact with the city. They hadn't had contact with the city for a few years. The time basically that they were up here building this and constructing it.
Okay.
And they, from what came below, they think that the breach came from below. Something they don't know if it was already in the Kaer when it was sealed up and living down there throughout most of the years. But the dating seems to indicate that this was, say 300 or 400, about 300 years after they were sealed up.
Okay.
But there's no date on when they were sealed up.
Okay.
And were we able to determine like what this circle in here is?
Seems to be similar, but this one looks like it was directly involved with animating the dead.
So it's likely Nethermancer sort of magic.
Yeah.
All right.
And it looks like they were trying to, I'll go with that previous pattern craft too on this one. This one looks like they were trying to engrave into it a way to, for people to help sacrifice a bit of their life in order to empower the corpse inside of it to make it stronger and therefore fight harder.
Using blood magic or some variation on that to do that?
Yep.
Alright.
Life magic, blood magic.
Yep.
Sacrifice.
Alright, and the last one.
Trap room.
Alright, the trap room.
Time to get.
You are aware that there is a trap. There's engravings on the door in the shape of, I think, 3 lightning bolts. And when you touched it, it shocked you.
It did.
I don't know who
Okay.
touched it, but somebody touched it.
Sounds like the kind of thing I'd do. Alright. But this time, we brought weaponsmith who can disarm traps. So hopefully that works.
Hopefully.
We're all going to be very hopeful about that.
The one that can disarm it?
I can what?
Laying it kill you doesn't qualify as disarming.
I think it still worked after it shocked me.
Well, we weren't willing to, touch it again after we saw what happened.
Yeah, I could just run into it as hard as I can and try to push it open and see if it just eventually breaks. But I'm not going to do that. So yeah.
We'll try to see what happens when I try to disarm it. If I get thrown against the opposite wall, we can try your plan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that should work out just fine.
All right.
I'm not standing behind him.
The trap is real easy to detect. It is there. Kothar, give me a disarm trap roll.
Oh, I wish I had karma.
Why is my stream lagging so badly?
It was my first trap, so I'm just kind of working the, figuring out. It's not quite like the books, or the practice ones. That's like a mousetrap just kind of slaps your hand.
Yeah, I think the
Imagining,
thing's about to
with
slap a
trainers.
lot more in your hand. You laid off that high iron diet, right?
Well, I guess we'll find out if it still works, right?
Right up until you said, oops.
when the EOD specialist says, oops, run.
No, and they say that it's usually already too late. So
Well, or he just might beat you to this destination. Either way, you probably should run.
No, is when you see the EOD specialist running for cover, try to keep up.
All right. That roll, surprise, surprise, is a failure.
In some games, it might be a success, but just not this one.
Not this one, no.
But it is not this one.
this day we die.
All right. I need my macro bars. You get zapped and shocked. Oh, okay. Does a 20 beat your mystic defense?
Probably.
No, he's fine. I mean, you could steal thought maybe, but yeah, no, you're not going to steal thought.
No. Not a 20.
How many does it beat your mystic defense by?
10.
Okay. So this will be against your physical armor.
Wait, you decided to approach this defensively, right? You went on defensive.
I would have -3 to the test.
Yeah, defensive doesn't really help. 14 damage before physical armor.
Physical armor is a 9.
So you take 5 damage. And it looks like it would have zapped everybody in those first 2 yards away from the door.
Which we are all smart enough to stay away.
Yep.
All right, just kind of working the bugs out. Try that. One more time.
Okay.
A
No.
little better.
No.
Maybe come
At
back
what point do we just wait for Karma to come back before we try
No,
this
that
again?
that was what I was about to suggest. Was wait for
Oh
Karma.
dear.
26.
Oh dear.
Jeez.
So that beat your Mystic
I
Defense
was-
by 3 extra successes?
I was going to start recommending, can we just pick up the Obsidian Men and use them as a battering ram?
I think we'll have the same result. Except
Yeah,
all of you,
that's
except all of you get to share in the tingles.
Less damage, though. 12 damage before your physical armor.
Okay. I'm gonna suggest maybe we do this tomorrow.
Yeah, you're almost positive that you can't disarm this trap, at least not at the moment. But it is a stone door, so if you wish to risk activating it, you might be able to destroy the door.
we did bring mining equipment. Oh dear.
Too bad we didn't bring dynamite. Just blast the door.
Too bad
Yeah.
you didn't bring a hand grenade. I mean, that could.
Ah, the
Good,
hand
too.
grenade. You're gonna
I mean,
tease me
we're
with that
all-
Well,
one.
We're
I
only
see
a small
I
hallway.
see the obvious weakness behind this trap.
Uh-huh.
Wait a minute. Weren't there ballistas in the first level?
We are not going to try to drag a ballista down this hallway.
I was thinking more disassemble the ballista than
Actually, why
reassemble it
not?
here.
Yeah. Sounds like a good idea.
Would we have enough room?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I would think so.
I mean, a ballista isn't going to be 10 feet wide. Oh, okay,
Um,
they could be, but I don't think the ones we found were 10 feet
It
wide.
would definitely use up one of your air kernels, though, to get it down the elevator, because you're not getting that down the ladder.
Yeah.
How many of those we got left?
But I think all of you working together can move one of those ballistas. And
Okay,
given
we
a
got-
little bit of time, Kothar could get it in working order.
You can just fire at this thing until the door gives up.
Sometimes the more simple, mundane solution is the best one, and when all
Yep.
else fails, use explosives, I guess.
And if you don't have explosives, use a siege weapon.
Well, this is a door, right? What's beside the door? What's to the left and right of the door?
Oh, the hinges? You want to mess with the hinges?
No, I'm going
The
to go
wall.
through the wall.
Oh.
The trap's
Oh.
not on the wall, it's on the door.
It's stone door. And it
It's
looks like it pretty
wonderful.
much goes side to side here.
Oh.
So we'd have to tunnel all the way around it.
Yep.
Which, to be fair, we do have 3 Therans with nothing better to do for a while, but
Wait, why
Okay.
don't we go grab a couple of our prisoners and let them try to disarm this thing a couple of times?
Yeah. That. Let's not do that.
That becomes a completely different dilemma at that point.
Okay, so yeah. So ballista, or we can try to carve our way around this, which we do have mining equipment, but that would still be a pretty damn big job, I think.
Yeah, that would
Yeah,
take some
that would
time.
take a long time.
Have we searched for any possible secret entrances along those walls?
That's a good thing to check for. Or, I don't know, maybe some kind of hidden button or control to turn off the trap and open the door, as one might want for getting through a door that they owns that was trapped.
There are no secret doors in this hallway leading up to this room.
Right. Okay.
Ballista.
Yeah, I'm all for the ballista.
All right. I'll mark off an air kernel, and let's just. There were a whole bunch of bolts up there, so we got a weaponsmith to make this thing work. So let's just fire this ballista at that door until it gives up.
All right.
It shocked me twice it going down.
All right, Kothar, give me a half magic test to get the ballista in working order.
Okay, now I'm imagining what the Theran prisoners are doing, like sitting there, like watching us go past, and then come back calling bits of ballista back and forth.
Maybe some angry muttering coming from the Cinnamon about, stupid doors.
Oh yeah, we're actually just building like an entire Thralic military base in here. Don't worry about the siege weaponry.
You locked them in a portion of the upper floor that you don't have to go back and forth
Right.
through.
Yeah.
They can't see us. So.
Yep.
It's asking for an attribute for the half magic test.
In this case, it would be perception.
There we go.
There we go.
Okay, yeah, you can definitely get this thing in working order. Get the strings replaced. You find some oil. I think you had some oil in one of the rooms upstairs that you can get to oil the wood again so it doesn't splinter and creak, and get it a little supple.
I was motivated.
All right, let me find stone door. All right, barrier rating table. All right. Does anybody have missile weapons?
Sort of. I've got a true ephemeral bolt.
No, I meant the skill or talent.
Nope.
No.
I do have a deck step.
I mostly just I mostly just kind of smack things.
All right.
This group was not made for our ranged attacks.
The difficulty to hit a stationary object is I'll say a 3.
Sure.
So whoever wants to try to get the best aim on this can roll me a straight dex roll to figure
Anyone-
4 extra damage.
I still
If
have
Anyone
my
got better
wound
than a
on
6?
mine is a
checking.
6 with the wound. I would normally be better, but
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Step
yeah.
5 is.
I have a 6 as well.
6. Who's got?
All
karma?
right.
I don't know. We
I
can't
do
use
have karma.
Can't spend it on missile weapons, I don't think. But
No,
I do as
not
well.
unless you have the talent.
yeah, because
If,
none of
if
us
we all got like a 6, I don't know. Do I try to take a shot at it? For revenge?
yeah,
go for
yeah,
it.
sure. Go ahead.
I second my statement. I'm not standing behind him.
Yes, we back up.
No, is that I'm afraid we're gonna have a Daffy Duck scenario where he pulls the lever on the ballista and the whole damn thing goes backwards while the string stays put.
Oh, one of those.
Oh, no. I'm good at my original job. It's just when I was going for extracurriculars that I haven't enough practice yet. The next trap will be different.
All right. Well, you do hit. You don't get a particularly better hit. Roll step 20 for damage.
It's a good number. I like that number.
That's a pretty good number.
How do you do that manually?
If you didn't get the macro in the macro window, the 3 dash lines up there, you can do the roll public, add it to your bar, and then when you click it, just type in 20.
It should. Yeah.
I think the character sheets also have a button somewhere, but I'm not sure where.
I think I might have found it. Let's find out.
Yeah, they have a standard dice roller. Mm-hmm.
All right, step 20, result 17.
I'll be right back.
It looks like you crack it a little bit.
Well, got a rack of bolts.
Yeah.
Yep. We will say you have salvageable 4 bolts, 4 additional bolts.
All right. 4
Anybody
more
else-
shots. Let's do this.
Give me a
Anybody else
dex
wanna
roll.
take a shot? Anybody else want to take a shot at it, or let me go all the way?
You go all the way.
At least an 8 to get additional damage.
Okay. Have to settle for step 20.
Well, I'm working my way up closer.
Settle.
Yup. I can do. That's the same damage step as when I. Okay, that'll do it.
How'd
Fine.
that work?
All right.
The first shot was just testing, the door.
Ranging shot, you know?
Yeah. Got to zero it in.
A ranging shot. Okay, it's about 30 feet away. Figure that out from that shot.
I had to zero it in.
20 exploded, and your D8 and
Yeah.
D6 got a 2 and a 1. But yeah.
The
Okay.
20 exploded and got a 19 in its second. That's
Yeah.
not bad.
There you go.
All right. So that is past the armor 30. And you had already done 5. So you got to 40 damage so far. It looks like you may have disabled the trap, but you haven't destroyed the door yet.
Oh,
Ooh.
Well, I guess that's one way to disarm a
So
trap.
one more shot might get the door out of your way, because right now the door is in your way.
I'm willing to fire a third shot. I don't want to test.
Yeah,
the
sure.
trap.
All right.
You got, we'll have two more after this, just in case we need to ballista another door at some point.
Step
Hey,
22
one extra
damage.
success.
Hey, there you go.
Earthdawn variants.
I'll say with the damage you've already done, though, it is no longer armored, so that is enough to crumble the door. It's difficult terrain to get through, but you can get through it.
All right, let's check it out.
And peering through the door,
Success.
you see, before you choose to climb into it or not, it is a dark room. You do have some light crystals, I believe.
We do.
Yeah, we check.
I got my very shiny shield. The light port's facing out of the front.
You see a very dark room. It is mostly the parts you can see, which I will open this up here.
Ooh, this room's a biggin'.
It's a big room. Looks like there is something in the room right to the left of. Oops, I'm moving the map. Right to the left of the shattered doorway now that is kind of blocking sight further into it. You see inside tall glass like display cases. Right, the room has a ceiling of 12 feet high. It looks like these display cases have a foot, no, 2 feet base, and then inside each one is that you can see. We'll say you can see 3 of them from where you are. 3 elves inside the display case.
Elves.
Elves.
Okay.
They are standing at rest, head down, clothed in a very rough robe of some sort or very loose clothing.
But they're just on display. They're not alive.
They don't seem to be moving.
Words you always want to hear. Oh, okay. Well, that's deeply disturbing.
Who
Mhm.
collects elves? Like
Herons, apparently.
Hmm.
Okay.
You don't hear any noise from within the room. There doesn't seem to be any motion that you can notice and the shadows moving from the place you can see. Seems to be
Alright.
very, very quiet. You can still hear a little bit of the echo of the stone settling. There is also dust swirling around from a recently destroyed stone door.
Oh, how are the
Alright.
elves in the case dressed?
Very rough clothing. Better than a burlap sack, but not anything much better.
Wow. All right.
Okay, well, guess I'll head in and check it out.
All right. What am I doing now? I didn't want dynamic lighting. I want polygon reveal. So moving in, there are what was blocking visibility just inside the door is another one of those display cases. In the room, there are a total of 5, 8, 9 of them. 5 on the far wall and 4 on the, 8. 3 on the 3 on the west wall, 5 on the east wall. They all seem to be elves. There is also a circle in here that is much larger than in the other room. There's books in here, bookshelves on the far side. A rather large desk on the north wall, and a dead elf sitting in a chair that looks as though he is just leaning back, possibly taking a nap.
Whoa. I'm gonna kind of fly in and take a look at one of these elves inside the cases. Like get closer to one. I don't know where one is, but yeah, somewhere close.
They are here. I will do this.
Or just give it all, fishbowl, tap on glass, lizard cage, see if it
Yeah,
moves.
yeah, yes, exactly. Oh, it's a big one. That's good enough. Yep. Oh, I see. Yeah, she'll probably go the closest one. Sorry, I'm eating ice cream.
These
what
might
flavor?
be a little larger than they are actually, but
It's good enough.
What flavor?
Cherry fudge delight.
Ooh, nice.
Made with almond milk because they can't have dairy. So
Oh yeah,
my dairy-free ice cream.
nice.
I was falling asleep, so I figured I needed something to wake me up.
Eating ice cream will do that because you don't want it to melt, so you have to, you got to focus.
like I said, their arms are at rest at their side. Their heads are down. They do still seem to have hair. It looks as though they should be alive.
Are they standing, or is like something holding them up, or?
They are standing.
Yeah, she'll like tap on the glass. She'll go. She'll tap on it.
There's no response.
Hmm.
One of them raises a hand and points to the "Do not tap on glass" sign.
Really should have noticed that.
Is this the room where they're like figuring out like what to put spirits into them, or something?
No.
That. Well,
Where's the dead bot? Where's the dead elf? At his desk or whatever? Is it over here?
It's at the top, yeah.
I'll fly over to him
Okay.
and take a seat on his desk and look around.
On his desk, there is two ornate light crystal lamps, right? Might be a very ornate desk lamp, except they're light crystals on the top. They are no longer glowing, but they seem to be in decent condition. He has accessed next to him on the left-hand side within arm's reach a rather thick-looking a woven bundle of cloth with bones stitched to it in a, to you, a very random pattern.
Yeah, that's not creepy at all.
Finger bones, toe bones, very small arm bones. It looks like pieces of arm bones, not whole. Those
And
are
they're
too big
just
for the bundle.
like wrapped up.
Yes, it's like to estimate it, maybe a 15-foot length of wool that's maybe a foot wide, and fold it over several times. So there's bones sticking out from the different layers in different positions. The bundle itself, in its folded condition, is about 1.5 to 2 feet wide. Long, a foot wide, and maybe 8 to 10 inches high.
And it was sitting on the desk, right?
On the desk.
Was it like directly in front of him? Like
No,
something
to his left.
Okay.
So not right in front of him, to his left, where it would be in reach if he were able to, reach his arm over to get it.
Got it.
Right in front of him is a very torn up looking journal. It looks like it's missing the front half of it. And then to his right is a small glass dish with what may have once been candies that have since melted and rotted and whatever else.
Turned to dust. Okay, so what I've got to wonder is who went through here ripping out parts of journals?
Mm-hmm.
It may be in a journal he found that was already ripped up.
It's possible.
It looks like the back half of the journal that was found in the front half of the journal of the other room.
Oh, so just this journal that was ripped in half. Okay, that makes sense then.
We have completed the set. That's what it means. It's like achievement, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Open up the crafting interface, put both halves in there, produce completed journal. Okay.
Can we tell what kind of magic this particular circle is?
Wild guess, nethermancy?
Nethermancy.
Well, yeah, that's
Yeah.
This one appears to have been chiseled painstakingly in the ground and then filled with blood, and it has a very dried remains of blood tracing the inside of it.
I'm gonna check this guy's body to see if he's got anything interesting on him.
All right, give me a dex check.
Uh-oh.
I knew something in here had to come to life and try to kill us.
8.
All right. You start to check his body, and it looks like at first his arm feels like it's about to be dislocated and fall off, so you kind of gentle your touch a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But you can kind of give him a loose pat down without disturbing him too badly.
Okay.
It seems like all he has on him is an amulet.
Ooh, I found a fancy amulet.
How fancy is it?
I'll tell you in a moment.
The chain is gold. Looks like the attachment where the amulet attaches to the chain itself is orichalcum, very small amounts of it. And then it is ornate in the shape of a heart, not a stylized heart, but an actual shape of a living heart.
It's fancy if you like hearts.
Is it magical?
Um,
Who wants to check?
I mean, I guess it's got orichalcum in it, so it's magical by default.
True.
right.
That's a pattern craft.
Yeah, somebody has to do that.
Yep, somebody can activate astral sight and first perceive to see if you can perceive through the, or make an astral sight roll rather, to see if you can get through the haze.
I could try, although my astro sight roll
You
is
can do it.
pretty low.
I don't think either of us has an advantage.
Better than
So-
mine.
All right, I'll give it a try. Why not? Let's see what happens.
I think we're both 6 at it, right?
I'm at 5 because of my wound at the moment.
Oh, I'm at 6.
You want to try? Give it a try?
Sure. Oh, I think I'm even better. Forgot talent that I've.
Sorry, you broke up.
Talent, so. Yeah, there you go. 8.
All right. You cannot see past the astral haze in here.
Oh, no, 4. Sorry, 4. Zipping. I didn't.
I guess I can give it a try. If we can't see through it, I can give it a try. See what happens.
Go ahead.
Seven?
You cannot
That's
see
better than
through
me.
the astral haze.
Okay. Well, I guess we could just take it for later and figure it out.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, this is probably the worst place to try to analyze magical items. Or tainted Kaer and all that. Plenty of cleaner places to do it. Okay, and then the books. Probably inspect those a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said it's torn. What? It's not going to like fall apart if we pick it up or anything, right?
No, it looks like the back half of it is attached. It's just missing the front half of it. And a quick glance shows several of the last pages are empty.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Stuff has been, the first few pages look like they are also empty. Since there's no cover, maybe they were left empty on purpose for protecting underneath it. And this is also in Theron. So also, Hack, give me another read-write Theron.
Okay.
We do have a couple of people who could translate for us, but I'm not sure we want to ask them.
Okay. Again, this is dated but not in a modern calendar. And from the first date on it to the last date seems to be a matter of a year, roughly. Hold on. Several entries seem to be weeks or months apart based on the numbering, but all roughly in the same year. And it starts with, it looks like some of the previous entries that you found in the other journal have been recopied. Like he wanted to take note of that stuff and then lost the first half of the journal, so he kind of retranscribed that the attacks come from almost daily. The barrier was breached from below. Several of the guards were slain. We do not have the resources to defend against attacks from below while also guarding against invasion from the outside at our gates above.
Okay.
Another journal. There's also random notes too. Looks like possible spell formula for incomplete spells and stuff scattered around here too. So picking out entries takes a little bit because there's random stuff too.
Okay.
The undead fought their first battle on behalf. They do not obey anybody and must be contained in the room with the passage below. We must find another solution if we are to survive the long night. Looks like a couple weeks after that, I may have found a solution. I may have found some spirits that will aid us in our survival. I have other magicians doing that research, though. That is not my area of expertise. Closer to the end of the time period, rather. The ritual still eludes us. Our forces up top are not enough to push downward. We don't know how the city fares. If the city survives and are attacking from below, we can muster some strength. We may be able to break through the intervening forces. And then in a slightly altered handwriting, similar but something changed, either it's rushed or just in a different mood of writing. I am debating another option. The spirits may come too late if they come at all, and my heart is torn. If my idea plays out well, I may buy us time we need. But if all does not go well, I may be responsible for our demise. A week after that, there's an entry. This one seems to be more indented on the parchment, like he was writing this very hard, angrily maybe. Eleanor fell today. I have decided to go forward with my plan. If I do not, we are doomed anyway. I have discovered a name of a being that can be bound and to aid us in our struggle. The next day, the others have completed their summoning. Something went wrong and Invi were summoned. They have been trapped in the room with the barricade, so there is a chance that they will still move below, seeking whatever it is they seek. And then the last entry, and it cuts out partway, is... no, it doesn't cut out partway. It comes all the way. What have I done? My plan has failed. What I found was not a benevolent force. And that's it.
Whoops.
What's the name of that thing he found the name of that he was trying to summon?
That is not in this book.
Okay.
Interesting.
So they summoned Inve and aimed them down past the barricade.
his compatriots.
Yes.
Oh,
He
what
himself
what are in
apparently
Bay?
did
Sorry, I
something
had
else.
no idea.
Insect spirits. You know
Insect
Shadowrun at all?
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. I kind of wonder if the city down there is just full of insect spirits now.
Mm-hmm.
And behind
This-
the barrier, is that the barrier that we were thinking about taking down?
Yes, I believe it is.
Oh,
If we don't touch said barrier, like how long would it stay up on its own? Is that
We don't
or
know.
I mean, depends who's digging into it from behind.
For all we know, there could be like a safe city down there that fought off the Envi and anything else. We don't know.
You're right, that is technically possible.
There's a lot of questions.
Or the opposite. Well, again, they
Or it
didn't
was
fight
killed
it
by
off,
whatever
but
hit them from below.
but no,
or-
they managed to barricade it off, just like they barricaded on this side. So
I mean,
they're
yeah,
just
to be
stuck in the
fair.
middle.
There's a lot of questions. We don't know.
Yeah.
It's our
And
job.
well,
We're
Okay,
the
and
explorers.
then there were bookshelves here too, right? What kind of books are there?
It looks like most of this is a history of the Kaer and books from before that they may have been trying to preserve.
Okay, I mean, this is the kind of thing we were sent here to find, right?
right.
Some
So
of
check
which,
that.
yes.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
All
I
right,
was saying,
well,
those are probably valuable.
yeah, for sure.
Okay, so yeah, we can collect that up, add that to.
Reading through the spines, a lot of it seems to be fiction books, personal journals of people that may have lived down below, or may have been among the people sent up here to, complete this upper portion. There's a lot of that. There's 3 books in particular that stand out. And not because they are identical, but because they are very different from each other and very different from the rest of the books. One of them has a flesh-toned cover on the book. A second one seems to have, the book itself is very large, easily 2 feet tall by, I don't know, a foot or so side to side, and then 4
Goodness.
inches thick. And then the third book that stands out is much smaller, and the cover of that seems to be gold leaf.
Okay. What
Fancy
do we have any titles or subject for those 3?
The flesh one seems to have a Theron title, something about the workings of the body and the spirit.
Okay, lovely.
It might be a, I don't know, Nethermancy reference guide. The large and the small one, I don't think anybody can read those languages. And lest I give that away, let me take a look.
I can't read anything besides Thrall. I can speak Orset, but that's not very useful.
Yep. I've the Windling and then and the rest of you. That's it.
Okay, what else can anybody read that may be exotic
Ooh, exotic.
or out of the norm?
I mean, could we recognize the script as like, oh, this looks like German or whatever, or yeah, whatever language? Can we identify what language it might be from having seen different scripts before, even if we can't read it?
Maybe, if you recognize a similar language. It does not seem to be Elven, Dwarf, Throlic, any of the human scripts. To Scrang, if they have a written language, it doesn't seem to be that either.
So my process of elimination, it's cinnamon or Windling Troller.
Well, if it's Twinling, I would know because I can.
Oh, right.
It's not Windling either.
Are you sure?
Cinnamon.
Or
Okay.
other.
Troll is about as exotic as it gets for me.
Yeah, it's not recognizable.
All right. Well, I guess we'll hang on to these for later.
But they both seem to be the same script, the same language.
Okay.
I don't even know how you learn new languages.
It's a you can. There's just a read language skill. Does the cost of isn't that actually like? Does it work like other skills where if you want to learn a new language, you have to increase your read-write language skill, and so it's more expensive to learn each new language after the first one?
Each language is its own skill point, but I believe so.
Okay.
Hold on. The stream does seem to be going still. It looked like it had stopped on my end.
No, it's still going.
I had the most recent thing pop up.
And
coding is overloaded. I'm losing a whole bunch of frames.
I mean, I still got the little live icon in there.
Okay. As long as it's still going.
I do want to check his desk for any secret stuff or cool things in the drawers or whatever, stuff like that.
In the drawer, there seems to be a very ornate, wicked-looking dagger.
Ooh. There's a fancy knife in here.
Okay. Might be magical, but I guess we can check that. When we're not inside.
Yeah.
Heavily contaminated. Okay.
I'll take that. So nothing in that journal about what these guys are, like the people inside these tubes?
No, nothing in that journal.
And Cornelius, he's going to spend some time just kind of scrutinizing them just to see if there's anything that unifies them, any sort of markings or symbols, or that I know that they aren't necessarily dressed that great, but even, if there's anything at all that marks them as being together in some way. And if not, then not, but
from behind the display glass, give me a perception roll.
Can I do awareness?
Oh, yes, if you have awareness.
I would love to. And you're going to spend a little karma on that as well. There we go. 24.
Hold on, I am having light issues. Okay, that's a little better. They do seem to have something that is very easily overlooked, and that is the bottom of their feet. You see, and it takes study. Every 5 minutes or so, it looks as though a small pool of blood expands from their feet and then gets sucked back underneath them.
Mean like it comes up from underneath and then goes back down?
Like their feet are standing on something,
Mm-hmm.
so it looks as though their feet are bleeding, and a small pool of blood expands on the surface that they are standing on, and then disappears underneath their feet again.
Okay, but so directionally the blood comes out of their feet and then gets absorbed into the floor or surface that they're standing on.
Possibly. It's I don't know how to. It looks like if the bottom of their feet were cut open and a blood pool was expanding, eventually it would start to seep out from underneath their feet, and then it gets almost like sucked back
into their body.
Into their feet.
Yeah, back to where it came from, not into the surface that they're standing on, but back underneath their feet.
Is it? But it's moving much slower as opposed to like the pumping of a heart with circulation.
Yes, it's moving much slower.
But does it have a similar rhythm in that sense?
Not really.
Right. Thought that might tie him to that pendant heart mark. I definitely will point this out to my compatriots. And that's happening on all 7 of these dudes, right?
Yes. 8? All 8.
8.
And by the way, there are 8 display cases and 8 bodies, right? There isn't like an empty display case in here.
Correct.
Okay. I don't know if that's reassuring or not.
I wonder if this is giving the bit of the little bit of life force that they mentioned to power.
But yeah, it's not obvious because it's you have to study for about 5 minutes and then it's only briefly visible.
Mm-hmm.
So casual walkthrough, you'd probably never see it.
They're giving life force. You don't think they're alive, do you?
Well,
there's no way.
Unless there's something in here preserving them in some sort of state, and then it draws the blood out from them. But that seems like a lot of effort.
Should we try opening one of these?
We could. We should see if what sort of magical protections are on there, perhaps first, maybe just to be safe.
Prepare the
also...
ballista.
There we go.
Also, that rolled bundle on the desk looks much like a grimoire should be.
Another Nethermancer grimoire.
Is it?
Is that what it looks like? Really?
To a Nethermancer, maybe?
Grimoires can be weird.
Yep.
Yes.
Is there anything in the desk area that we haven't checked out yet?
No.
Okay.
All right. Have we inspected the circle yet?
No.
The big magic circles.
Yep, big magic circle.
How are the cases open? Do they open from the inside?
They don't seem to have a hinge. It looks like a solid cube of glass that's mended on the corners. It doesn't seem to be strapped down or anything, though. You may be able to lift it or knock them over. However, there is not enough space with the pedestal to lift it straight up over the tops of the bodies without hitting the ceiling.
Well, no mention of what these are or why they're here.
Well, not in the quickly examined stuff.
Right. Maybe we should leave them until we get a better read through this journal to see if there's anything else in it about it,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that seems...
Considering how many mistakes this guy made, who knows what's actually in those bodies.
I think we gotta figure this out before we go down below.
then we take the time to read it.
This is like the next thing to do.
I mean,
Is
going down
it-
below will take a long time. Should have plenty of time to read while we're
know.
digging.
The journals didn't mention the other guys when we perused it. The other things, the cases.
No, there was no mention of the cases.
Hmm.
He just mentioned his personal failure.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what it was.
No.
He figured out some. He said he had figured out the name of something he could summon that might be able to help them, and then he found out he was very wrong.
Right. But we don't
Whatever
know
he summoned did not help him.
But for all we know, it showed up and then it produced some effect and then left. We don't know if it's still here. We don't know if it ever was successfully summoned or not. We don't know anything about it. I don't think the name is relevant. The circle, probably some kind of summoning circle, I would guess. The reference to the name. Yeah, that's all I can think of. I'm kind of wondering if whatever he summoned, took his compatriots and turned them into these things.
The ones it didn't kill, maybe.
Yeah.
I assume the other mage, someone who died on his book in the other room, he probably was killed by whatever was summoned here.
The reference was doomed us all. So I'm kind of wondering if these were his compatriots.
And why isn't he one of them?
Well, someone had to do the locking up part.
Do we know that was him sitting at the desk?
The door was sealed in here and trapped.
Yep.
So whatever he summoned, I don't think he summoned it in here.
Well, if he did, it left. Because
Why not?
I think, yeah, he probably did, but it might have just left.
Do you think it closed the door behind it when it left?
No, but he probably sealed the door after it left.
Why would it? It may not have been the thing that left. It may have been. Well, actually, it could have been the thing that breached the Kaer. Wait a minute.
It could also be the thing that killed the forest outside.
Could have been just a spirit, though. I don't know.
Would you describe a spirit, even one that's bad, as destroying us all? It seems a bit exaggerated for something that's just a spirit, unless it was a really powerful one.
All horrors are spirits, technically.
True.
They're just from another plane. The thing is, it could have just left this world again.
Well,
we saw had the power to stay.
That would be a wonderful, very hopeful scenario. But what if we die? I think we should spend more time worrying about the situation where there's still a threat to us, rather than the one where there isn't.
My point is, this thing is separate from the issue from down below, right? Because he did it in response to, right? So whatever happened down below started, they had to deal with. They blocked off the way down below. They're defending against attacks. His friends are building undead defenders, and he has this smart-ass idea to do something in this room, supposedly. I'm assuming, by the way, this is...
If you recall, he summoned the bug spirits first, right?
Someone else summoned the bug spirits.
Someone else.
His compatriots did, yeah.
Yeah.
And we don't know if they went through down below or not.
He said something about trapping them behind the barrier.
Mm-hmm.
Down below. Maybe.
Well, I'm wondering, it's probably whatever that one barrier is that we haven't breached yet. It's the only barrier we haven't breached, and we haven't found any bug spirits, so I'm assuming it's that one.
All right.
So my current preference would be to try to break one of the glass things, shoot it with the Arbalest.
Or just are these? Would we have to break one of these to open it, or can we just open them?
We have to break it. It looks like.
Yeah,
Or at
it
least
looks
lift it up
like
enough.
you could lift it up, knock it over.
Well, but it's doing that weird blood thing, and it's kind of weird.
Mm-hmm. Where is
Can't
it? I
be
wonder
good.
where it's feeding to.
Feeding?
Well, I mean, if it's going down into the thing, it's got to be going somewhere.
Some kind of magical effect, I mean, the blood elves are constantly bleeding. I don't know about these things.
Yeah.
I mean, there is some chance they're still alive.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they're happy about that, if they are.
Okay, well. Okay, so the barricade that leads down below to the city, presumably, that's still intact here. And so was this trapped door outside his room. So whatever went through and killed everybody through here, it happened somewhere in the area we've already explored. That's where it was summoned or appeared or whatever. And then I suppose maybe he just retreated back into here and sealed himself in after that?
Or it's not related.
Right,
Oh.
okay.
I forgot. You also had a room that was astrally clean.
Yes.
So we could try to
And we still don't know what that is or why that's here.
Nope.
Yeah, I feel like we're getting more questions than answers right now.
Oh, definitely.
Right, okay. Should we try to break open one of these glass things and see if these elves are alive, or...
I mean, we could. We're either going to, we'll either find out they're dead, unintentionally kill one of them, or release one of them from their misery that they're currently been living for who knows how long.
Or release one of them from their prison and start trying to kill us, but...
Yes, well, there's that too.
Okay. I moves out of the room. Fair enough. Alright. Okay, I think we should try to open one.
I think we should try to, shoot this one with
I'd like to open it without damaging the elf inside, just in case they are actually alive. Shooting with a ballista would be safe for us, but we probably wouldn't get much out of them.
This is a Theron research care.
Yes.
He may not necessarily be a
You are aware of who we're at war with, right?
They've been down here for 600 years. We weren't at war when they were locked up.
Yeah, we were. Sure we are.
No,
We rebelled against the... Yes.
No, their rebellion was after the Scourge.
There were problems before the Scourge.
Yeah, okay, they weren't good buddies before the Scourge, but I think nominally before the Scourge, Barsave was a province of Thera. That was an agreement that was made to get the technology to make Kaers and everything. And then after that, Thrall got the rebellion.
Thrall wasn't a single province. It was they built the Parlayth capital, and it didn't even get to be a capital for very long. I mean, there were the whole Aurical Wars and every... Okay,
they weren't friends, but they also weren't at war.
Kill them.
But they're at war. You're at war now.
Kill them. I say we collapse the ceiling.
Bloodthirst knows no bounds. But maybe they know something about what happened here and what's going on now.
Okay.
Maybe not. But outside of this, we start digging down below.
Shoot one with the arbalist.
Well, what would we get out of that?
I mean, I'm not going to blame their descendants for a war that they didn't take a part in, right? If we find some living people down there, I wouldn't even be surprised if most of them are descended from Throlans that were captured, from Barsave and used as labor and stuff. But I mean, no.
I mean, shooting one of these with an arbalest, I don't see what that gets us. What that gets us. I mean, if we just we have a thing and then we have a destroyed thing. If we want to find anything out about it, then we have to break one of these open and try to get them out intact.
It would break the glass, hopefully, then probably wouldn't kill whatever's inside that.
It's a ballista. I fully expect it to kill whatever's inside there. But anyway, how thick is this glass? Could we just like knock it open with a hammer or something like that? Like crack open the front?
You could knock one over. Particularly the obsidian. He just kind of like, pushes a little bit on the top and leans.
Okay. Okay, I mean, either we try to open one of these things, or we go and try to excavate down and leave them.
Thing is, I kind of suspect if you disturb one, you're gonna disturb them all. I don't know why they would be left like this if that wasn't the case.
Well, I think they're left like this because I think that they're feeding something. I mean, their blood comes out, then blood goes away. Blood comes out, blood goes away. So something is sustaining their ability to produce blood and keep them alive, and it's feeding something. What, I don't know. It's probably something down below, which makes me think that busting the barrier is a bad idea. But we could still break something, though. I mean, like I said, at the worst, yeah, they may attack us, but we may also be freeing them from what clearly is not something they chose.
Right. Okay. Well, being down here at all is a bad idea. We're looking for trouble by coming down to a place like this. The question is, are we getting enough out? Are we getting enough in return for our risk? So far, we have. We've gotten all these books, various thread items, a significant amount of treasure. And so I suppose the question is, will breaking that barrier down to the lower city, will that be worth the risk? Or should we just at this point go back to Thrall and let the expeditionary force know that there is a Kaer here that possibly has horrors or insect spirits, something down below, and wash our hands of this business at this point? Say it's too risky for us to go on.
Not gonna.
Reporting that the possibility of the invade existing is clearly the wisest course of action, because at the very least they could either send us back with some reinforcements or turn it over to something more special. But if we are to go down there and all of us are dead at the hands of these things, and then we've freed the barrier, now they're free to come up and run amok. Not a good proposition. And then no one would know.
Yes, there's some possibility that the invade, that whatever is down there is either dead or has been dealt with by the city. And if we go down there, we would be making contact. But
by the time we get to Thrall, the Therans will already have come back on their ship and gone down and broken the barrier and freed whatever's there, and it would still be a problem.
The only difference there is whether or not we're alive afterwards.
Yeah, well, but I mean, if it's not something that, like, if we can deal with it and it's not too egregious, then that would be to our advantage.
But I think the problem is we don't know if we can deal with it or not.
We'll never know unless we do. Try.
Well, I don't mean that. If this thing was supposedly a threat to the city itself, it makes...
What city?
Whatever city's down below, right? That was part of the problem.
Okay.
That's why they sealed it
Kaer.
off. Yeah. Sorry, the Kaer. My bad. But yeah, if it was a threat, then, and they sealed it off for a reason, then yeah, I think we should be careful. Plus, we don't actually know if they will be coming back or not. To be fair, well, they'll come back whether or not they'll stay.
Hasn't it also been a decent amount of time too since all this had occurred already?
No, we're still on the same day. We haven't taken that
No,
whole...
I mean from
400 years.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose nothing has broken the barricade in 400 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe whatever attacks have been coming from below stopped. So that threat is gone. The question is that because of the invade that were sent down, or is that because of something else? Or is
I
that
don't think it's
because the city?
400. Joe, you said the journals and stuff were like 300 years after the beginning of the scourge.
Yes, it seems to be. They have a dating system, and
Okay.
these recent ones, if it goes by the normal scourge dates, might have happened in the last 100 years, maybe 150, 200 years.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Because
Depending on
Thrall's
when
been
exactly
out
they
for
see
100 years, so it may have been a little before that, maybe.
And obviously, the Therans knew their research Kaer was here. Now they're looking for it again. So, I think the chances of us getting the Thrallin back before the Therans have broken in and gotten what they came for is pretty slim.
Unless what they came for is the things we've already taken from their labs up here.
No, this is scraps. It isn't even like complete like notes about research projects or anything like that. It's just like a little journal. Like I did the thing that I was planning on doing, and it killed us all.
All right, fair enough. Let's open it up and let's all die. Let's aim the ballista at the barricade before we open it up. That'll make me feel better.
Oh, that would make me feel better too.
We have the master key. It's all right.
All right.
Hey Joe, the two orange circles, were they similar?
No.
Okay, that the color might have been important.
I just don't have many icons for them.
Okay.
All right, so you're aiming it at one of these over here.
No, we were gonna leave those alone and just go to the barricade down.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna crack open a case.
Didn't really think there was too much to be gained from that unless somehow those people are alive and we can talk to them, which seems like a slim chance.
Because this one over here has a name tag that says Slim Jim, so crack open. No.
Well, you can crack it open and step into it. Yeah, exactly.
All right. Was Hack doing anything with the grimoire?
I presume I looked at it along with all the other materials. I'm assuming you didn't tell me anything about its contents because you figured it was like just spells or something.
It's got spells.
Okay.
There's a few in dark ink on the cloth itself, notes that have been scratched in there, but they've since been faded. But if you are interested in the spells that are there...
I am.
You now have a handout.
Mm-hmm. Bone spirits. A couple of effects. Wither limb is nasty. So is bone shatter. And this was a pretty high circle guy too, guys. Circle 7 spells.
Oof.
Circle 8.
Oof.
Although I would never cast that spell.
Are you sure?
Well, I'll never say never, but I don't see much reason to call a horror.
Anybody else? Let's see.
That's probably what he did. He probably used that spell.
Yeah, probably. All right. So you go into the barricade, or do you wish to make a stop and investigate the clean astral room again?
I have no idea what we do in the clean astral room, so
Mm-hmm.
You could use to investigate anything we found. Items and stuff. You don't have to worry about any kind of taint you have through.
Yep. It'd be easier to look and see if anything was magical in there.
Yeah. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Or to the barrier. The barrier room looks like now that you have some context, the outside of it does look to be locked from the outside several times. It has since been unlocked because you have unlocked it. Now that you have context on the inside, there's a lot of rubble and it looks like scratches and stuff like people trying to get out of here. However, they may have gotten out of here, but you do see the kind of like the doorway leading to the barricade going down. It's like a trap door.
okay.
All right.
Go ahead and open it up and see what's down there then.
It would take us a little while to clear it, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And also, Kothar, give me a half magic test.
Perception again?
Yes.
Wow.
Okay, this barricade looks new.
Can you define
Okay.
new?
New as in very well maintained. A lot of the things that are being used to shore up look like they have been recently created, if not recently placed here. It was built up from the other side from all appearances. And so something on the other side put it here to keep something from going down.
Well, that seems like a good sign.
Whereas
If they
most of your context had them up here placing the barricade there to keep something from coming up.
Mm-hmm.
well, that seems like a good sign for the theory that there are people alive down there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And
Well,
not invite.
we should probably get started on clearing on it, but we probably want to get a night's rest before actually going down, given a lack.
Well, how long is it going to take, Joe? Do we think like days?
No, probably shouldn't take days. Maybe a day.
Okay.
So
But I
if
still
you
think,
want to rest up and spend a day recovering, you can do that as well.
we should, if we're going to go down into a new area, those of you without karma, having karma would be a good idea.
Yes.
We could drag the Theron prisoners by their ankles into the room with the cases and then pretend to summon a horror.
We could do that. I'm not sure why we would, but we could. All right. Anyway, okay. So yeah, probably just get started on the digging for whatever's left of this day. Then get a night's rest. Keep a watch. Keep a watch on the prisoners. Make sure they don't try anything, and then hopefully break through tomorrow and see what's down there.
All right, so everybody can take your remaining recoveries for the day to see if it frees you up.
Ouch.
Let's see. Kinsey, are you able to get rid of your wound tomorrow?
Kinsey can use one of the closures.
I prefer not to if we can avoid it, and I might be able to avoid it using blood share.
I have a point of strain I can't get rid of.
Kinsey fell asleep.
I have 2 left over. Oh yeah.
Somebody gotta get a screen grab of that.
Are those last 2 points preventing you from removing a wound?
I don't have a wound.
Oh, you don't have one. Okay, good. Yeah, I think Kinsey may have tripped it off. Okay.
Yeah. So,
I
wait,
figured
maybe
out
not.
Cinnamon are very hard to wound. They just take a lot of punishment.
Yes, you get that increased wound threshold.
What
I
really
can
gets him
armor
is
person.
just verbal
It
abuse.
is getting close to the 0 hour, so I think we can
Yeah.
forgive Kinsey.
Absolutely.
Yes, it is late. All right. Okay.
Wait, he's back.
Oh, he lives.
Welcome
All right.
back, Kinsey.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Don't
It's
apologize.
getting late. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's fine, man. It's
I did
fine.
not sleep very much at all the last 2 nights, so.
Oh, well, what are you doing here? Anyway, yeah, we're doing recoveries, ending a day. Your
cool.
character gets to sleep, even if you don't. I just wanted to make sure. I just wanted to see if you would, if you'd be able to remove your wound naturally, or if I should do something about it.
Let's see. I have 11 damage that I have to heal first.
Yep. How many recoveries do you still have left?
I have 2 left.
All right,
Go ahead
and use them. And if you've got anything left after that, I'll see if I can think.
Oof. There we go.
It's a good first one.
So 1 more.
Yeah.
1 more.
All right, perfect.
All right, so Kinsey will erase a wound when she wakes up.
Yep.
All right. Yep.
I think Cornelius is clear. Kothar is clear.
I don't have any wounds, but I have 2 damage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. Yep. I think everyone is.
That'll also prevent you from doing any talent raising, though, tomorrow.
Yep. That's fine.
Yeah, you could just spend 1 recovery in the morning or something like that.
Yeah.
True, yeah.
There is a talent I want to raise. So
That's right. You will automatically spend 1 recovery in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Were you going to clear up Hack's 1 point?
How many?
He didn't have a wound, did he?
No, I'm clear except for 1 point of strain. So
Oh, okay.
in the morning, I'll take a recovery and get rid of it.
Did you give us
Yeah.
legend points or no?
No, not yet.
All right, and then
Do you want to do your start of day now?
I just did it, yeah, for mine.
Okay. So if you still have damage left, take a recovery.
I just had the wound, right? But that
Yeah.
takes the recovery to get rid of, right?
Yep. Spend
Okay.
your recovery, and then you have to, I think, manually
Manually, yep.
do your wound.
I'm all cleared. Not that that was real difficult to get rid of too.
I used the 2 books that we couldn't read and use them to sleep on so I can absorb them through osmosis and understand the languages.
Very clever.
All right.
Does
you
that
have-
work?
Nicely done.
You have 2 points of corrupt. No.
No, I have 2 points of sore neck because dang, those things ain't comfy to sleep on.
One for each book.
All right, everybody. What are you calling this week's?
It's something about
Odd
a
people?
door. No, we did something. with the
Elves
door.
under glass.
Come on, we destroyed a door. You gotta make a door one.
Doorbusters?
Siege Warfare 101.
Or Disarm Trap 101.
How about no? Let's see. No, I was gonna say Ballistor.
Spooky circle.
Ballist door.
Ballistic entrances.
Dynamic entry.
Dynamic entry. I like it. We should go with dynamic entry.
Sure. There we go.
Destroying doors for fun and profit. Okay, so how does this work now on the new sheet as far as putting stuff in?
All right, hold on one moment.
Oh, I want to do it right now.
Oops. I need to make sure the date is okay. I think the date is the same, though. I will advance it by 1 day.
15.
13306.
So 15.306.
1513.
So
Okay.
update dates should do it. And then
No attribute was found for party record date.
What?
Yeah,
I mean, I
update date does
manually
not work.
corrected it. But
Yeah,
We got to click
dates does not
update
work.
dates.
Yeah, I might have to do the party sheet.
But manually changing it by 1 day is fine.
Yep.
Yeah.
1,200 legend points this time. You found some clues. You found some journals. You got
we
past
also killed
a
some ghouls,
door.
technically.
You ended up with more questions than answers.
We call this dynamic entry. Is that what we did?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I
Right.
typed that in the other notes field, and then LP is 1200.
Yep. 12 LP is 1,200 in the note dynamic entry, and then make sure it's on gain, not spend.
Right. And then we click. Then we do update dates.
And then post. No, update dates doesn't seem to be working.
Yeah, you just have to manually change the date.
I don't have a. Oh, there it
Which
is.
the date is what?
Yeah, the post, you have to click somewhere else after you have your numbers. The date is 1513-3-06.
Oh, okay.
I'll be right back. But we are done if anybody has to go.
Okay, and I can't spend the points yet, right? Because I had the wound.
Right.
Okay.
No, you wake up, your wound is gone. But a day has to be spent clearing the barrier. So if anybody wants to spend half of the day raising a talent, then that's going to affect the time spent on the barrier, which is totally doable, but it's up to you guys.
Yeah,
How
I mean,
much-
I assume that it'll be probably Kothar and I are Arca who are doing most of the digging work, and
Yeah, I'm not sure how much I would be helping with said barrier.
I'm not sure Kinsey helping will make much difference in how quickly this is
That's
cleared.
true.
Kenzie's on guard duty, making sure that because he can move back and forth real fast and make sure they're not getting into trouble.
Don't suppose anyone's got a read language talent option just sitting around in case you want to read these books, but
Yeah,
Not
you
me.
also have you can go to the clean room and discover what those what that amulet and stuff does if you want.
Oh yeah, yeah. We have the clean room if we want to inspect the dagger and the amulet.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not sure how much difference that'll make if it's not like we're gonna be able to do much with them until we get out of here anyway. Do some item history and probably some research or something. And oh, one thing we should check the books that we got from the Kaer here for is if they have any information about our thread items that we found, because the collection of random journals here might be a much better source than the collection of random journals in the Library of Thrall.
You're right. That's a good idea.
That is a good idea.
I can just put the points into my armor, right, for the second one because I don't need anything else. I don't need to do anything for that one, right?
Hold on.
Because it's only the third one that I need to know the name of the creator. The second one is none. So
you've already unlocked know the name of the creator?
I mean, I've unlocked the first 5.
Okay, so yeah, you can just put the points in to the second one.
How many points are these again?
It will automatically adjust it for you.
It should. Okay. So
On
if I just
the sheet, just
so I just
raise the
click
rank up by
done.
1. And then in your chat bar, you should have an option to record the expenditure. Okay, so if you guys wish to spend a day not working on the barricade, but researching the armor, the different things.
I just figured like probably Arca and I would get to work with the. I think we only have like 2 sets of digging tools anyway. I just figured the 2 of us would get started on that and leave the weaponsmith and the people who read things to worry about the books. But I'm not sure how much. I'm not sure how many people we need to excavate this and for how long. So
I mean, if I don't have to dig things, there's talents I can raise and items I can work on ranking up.
And it doesn't appear I can rank up my equipment at all.
Okay, hold on. Let me look. You have poison ivy. You gotta click the little note icon at the upper right.
Uh-huh.
On
The rank doesn't change.
No, the thread items and woven threads on that bar, that little note icon. Edit mode.
Okay. I hit the wrong button. I see.
And then you just rank up to 2. And it should cost you, I think, 300? No, Warden. It'll cost you 500. And then record it.
I gotta fix my date, but yeah. I'll fix the date. I'm not worried.
Something to consider, since Hack is not the most moral of characters. The Grimoire probably has in that faded black radiant stuff, probably where the horror name.
It says yeah. It says 500.
Yep, it would cost you 500 to raise it. Did it go through? Yep, it went through.
Okay, cool. Yeah, my date is off. I don't know why I did that.
Yes, if people wish to think about that, the horror name might be in the grimoire.
Mm.
Can I still boost a talent or no? Or does that sort of take the time?
Raising a thread doesn't take anything.
Okay, cool. Sweet.
Yeah, I gotta raise a thread before I can do anything with my stuff.
Keep in mind your thread might have an effect raising that thing. The effect might not be automatic. talk to Joe about that.
Oh yeah, poison ivy. Rank 2, your armor is Mystic Armor 4.
Yeah. hmm
So I don't know if they made it so that those
Uh,
happen or not. Let me
it did
see.
not change it. No.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd have to manually change it because it was a 3 already. So just change it to a 4.
Yes, but there might be a place to do it. So hold on.
Oh, okay.
Okay, there's the thread item.
So it did a little checkbox, but it didn't change anything.
Yeah, it won't. So
Because that's only notes, right? That's just notes on mine.
yeah. So in the, let's see, do we want to change? All right, so talent bonuses already happen. So what you can do is on the parameters character area, you can do Mystic Armor. So MA normal, I'm going to raise it by 1. All right. And
Wouldn't
then,
that change it for the whole character, even if I lose the armor or whatever?
yeah, but you can change it back.
Yeah, but why don't I just change the armor on the actual equipment page? I don't see why this seems like a very convoluted way to just change something on the equipment page. See, I could just go to the
Oh yeah,
Fernweave
you
and change
can.
that to a 4. That's what I was gonna do.
Yeah, you can do that. But is there a place to note changes?
No, but I already know why it's changed because of the thing down below. So
Okay.
it's yeah.
So yeah, let me go and take that back off then.
Yeah, because otherwise I'm gonna forget that's there because that's not a page I go to often, you know.
Okay, so yeah, you can just add it to change the value in the equipment.
Yeah, that makes the most sense. Okay.
And also you might want to name on the, oh no, I guess the armor type is fine there, Fernweave.
Yeah, it's fine. There we go. See, 4 and 4. We're good.
All right, let me see what you might learn.
Okay, and then what talent? I think I was gonna push up my my awareness.
Yeah, I'm trying to find out how to do that on the sheet, but I am not
How to do
seeing
what?
it. How to improve a talent.
Oh, you go to talent page.
Yeah.
Hit the little edit button on the upper right corner of the section.
Oh, you know what? Okay.
Are you doing the
Yep.
version 3 or the version 2?
This is version 3. Okay.
Okay.
That was like literally the one thing I didn't click. All right. Cool.
Yep. And then on the sheet, there's like you have next to spell casting, that little box with the green +1.
Mhm.
That is from your wand. That's for
Right.
places that affect the rank of the talent. And then for illusionism, you should have a, there should be
There we go.
a box not on there to modify, because it's, when you increase thread weaving, you don't actually increase the rank, you add a bonus to the tests. And I think that's under either spells or overview. Let me see.
Yeah, I pushed up awareness, and it posted right, so everything's good.
Okay, yeah. Under the spell tab, if you edit that, that's where you add bonuses that don't actually improve the rank, but just give you a bonus to the test. So you should have a +1 to your illusionism there too, because you're at rank 2 on the wand.
Right.
In here, there is information on. Did you already get the name of the plate armor? Or you just know that you have to know the name of the plate armor?
We just know we need to find the name of it.
Okay, that is Vena's armor.
The name of it is Vena's armor?
The name of it is Vena's armor.
All right.
There is some information on that. There is information on poison ivy. One of the journals happens to have some information because that was actually hidden up in a hidden area somewhere, was trying to protect it, and they did some research on it because they knew about it. The name of the creator is... Let me get it. Elasha?
Elasha?
Elasha. Elasha. Kelbella. Kelbella.
Wait, spell that one more time. Sorry.
Kelbe.
No, the first one.
Oh,
I did. Yeah.
Elasha.
Okay, and the second one.
Kelbella. Kelbella.
Cool. Yay! Know the name of the creator now.
And she was an elf. There is no information on 5. There's no, no answer to 5. However, it does say that they think... Let's see, what is it? You have to learn from where the materials were used. Got too many... They think that it is from a portion of the Liage jungle, but they don't know where exactly in there.
Okay.
So that'll take a trip to the Liage jungle to analyze some plants to verify.
Fun.
And does anybody have just general bar save lore?
I don't think so.
No.
I hit things hard.
Okay.
Nope.
No, I got Great Spirit or Alchemy and Potions.
Okay. Any other things here? The
Did you?
wand. What's that?
Yeah. Also, did they get anything? Was there anything else about all the other items? We had lots of items.
The other items we got from like the Therans.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the boots. Well, the boots were from somebody down here, but they had come here. But yeah, the wand. They do know who created the wand because that particular orc that had died did have a journal that turned up somewhere else. And in that journal, there was a receipt written. Obfuscation was created by an orc named Drutha. Turge, sorry, Turge. Drutha.
Nice.
And the receipt is written from Turge Drutha out of Kaer.
What about the amulet that was hanging around that guy's neck? I don't suppose he mentioned it.
Oh, yes.
We haven't identified it, but if it's an amulet, it can't be too hard for us to figure out what it is.
There are hints on it. There's not anything specific.
Mm.
But I will get you. Knowing the name of the amulet doesn't help you until you actually successfully do item history. But
Right.
in not his journal, on his grimoire, that is another thing that is written. That is a bit more legible because there's a sketch of the amulet itself and the heart, and that is called. The amulet of. Oh, where is it? No, that's not. It is called the Heart of Fortune.
The Heart of Fortune?
Yeah.
Who's taking the notes on that amulet? Somebody has, right?
I can.
Was it Chris or was it somebody else? You're muted. We can't hear you. I see Chris's.
Oh, I am
oh,
muted. Goodness gracious! No wonder why nobody was responding to me when you were talking to me about the wand and
Oh, we were
Turge.
just ignoring you.
Well, I was sitting there. Was like, okay, so because I was trying to put in the notes of the name, but I lost where I can actually put in that particular
On?
knowledge. I mean, I know it's in the rundown for the item.
Oh, I
but
just put it in like a little side on the notes section or whatever. So
okay.
on mine. So
Okay.
because there was no real specific place to put it. So
All right, got it.
and then we have the name of the amulet, right? The amulet of what'd you call it?
The Heart of Fortune.
The Heart of Fortune.
Yep.
Okay, that doesn't sound as okay. Who knows what that does? That'll be interesting.
Yeah, no idea what that's going to do, but here we are.
Yes, we have the name of it. It's helpful.
Yeah. Maybe I should put some points to my thread weaving talent eventually.
Yeah, that's where mine are. I'm a little behind on that one a little bit too.
Yeah, I currently have 0 ranks in rider weaving.
Oh yeah, I got one only because I ended up getting the boots.
Oh, yeah, you
Yep,
can't
yep.
even weave to the armor yet.
I mean, if I had 5 points in it, I still would be able to weave to this armor.
Oh wait. Actually, I just thought about that. I have to.
This thing has.
Oh yeah. Wait, I can't thread weave 2 there until I put another rank in that, right? I just thought about that.
Yes.
Oh.
Did you raise a talent?
Yeah, I did. I did awareness. Okay. Okay.
You can refund awareness and do thread weaving.
Oop, yeah, I can't do. I have
Okay.
to raise my rank as well. All right, I'm only
Yeah, this
2.
armor is Mystic Defense 18. It's going to take me weeks to weave a thread to this.
What was Turge's last name?
Drutha.
Okay.
So I take it the other more physical people are the ones doing the digging, so that leaves Kothar room to do things.
Possibly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I'm sure an obsidian would be quite helpful in excavation, but you also have other things to do, and we don't. So.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Okay, there. I did it on thread weaving. So next time I'll remember to put it in awareness, but now it's in thread weaving. I'll have to do it again because I know the name of the creator, so I have to do it again eventually, anyways, to get it to the rank 3. But that's fine. Yeah,
You know the name of the creator.
Yeah, I know. I said I have to put it up to 3 before I could do that, right?
Oh,
because that's the rank 3 thing.
And also need to do more item history.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
might
need
not.
thread weaving to 3.
You're right. So.
All right.
And if it matters, you can discern the name of the Theron Nethermancer. Shaxir Kaer.
Oh, that's the dead guy in the office?
Yep.
Yeah.
In the room? Okay.
I will remove the question mark after Shaxir on my notes for that room. All right.
All right, I think we're good.
Yep. So that's. I think that's everything for tonight. Then next week we'll
Yep.